Hi, this is Nick Forster. This week in eTown, we're going to revisit one of our favorite shows, and it starts right now.
From eTown Hall in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, it's eTown with this week's guests. From Austin, Texas, Matt The Electrician. From Boulder, Colorado, Patty Limerick. And from Portland, Oregon, Haley Heynderickx. I'm Helen Forster, and here comes our host, Nick Forster.
Thank you, Helen. Thanks, everybody. Welcome to eTown Hall. As Helen said, we've got Matt The Electrician with us from Austin, Texas. Haley Heynderickx and her band are here from Portland, Oregon. They have, of course, very different approaches as songwriters and as performers, but somehow they both have maintained a kind of innocence that is refreshing and delightful. They also make their livings by just making stuff up. And they are open to the muse and the inspiration that happens when they're deciding to write songs, which is really great. Pure invitation for something to arrive. And then they, of course, begin the hard work of refining and rewriting and reframing their songs and then touring and performing. It's not easy, but they've been doing it a while, and we're glad they're here. Haley Heynderickx, as I said, she's from Portland, Oregon. It's been a while since she was here. I think it was right after her first record came out. She's gone through many of the things over the last few years that are potentially good for songwriters. A pandemic, a breakup, a move, all the stuff. She's here, as I said, with her band. They're in the middle of a pretty healthy tour, taking them from coast to coast, and we're excited to hear some new songs from her latest record. Please welcome back to eTown, Haley Heynderickx.
eTown, long time no see. It is very nice to be here with band, and we are excited to share with you some new songs. Okay, let's play a song called Foxglove.
Foxglove, I twirl it all
Thanks, everybody. Shall we play our second song? Yeah. Okay, this song is called Seed of a Seed. If we don't know better, if we don't know better, well, did my parents know better? No, but they tried. 'Cause we all need a sense of lore sometimes, like I need a silent mind in a consumer flood. And if I'm lucky, maybe a glass of wine. If I get lucky, maybe a hand next to mine. No, if we don't know better, no, will we try? If I get lucky, maybe a simple life. If I get lucky, maybe some free time. No, if we don't know better, if we don't know better, well, did my parents know better, better? No, but they tried.
Haley Heynderickx, welcome back to eTown.
Nice to be back.
First of all, I think I mentioned at the top you'd been through a lot of things that could potentially be good fodder for songwriters, including a pandemic and a breakup and a move and all kind of disruption.
You would think you would just crank out your magnum opus with that much darkness around, but for me, I just was watching the music industry kind of crumble, and I was preparing to go back to school, and I just started studying weird things on my own to find joy outside of music.
Like, what did you study?
I studied herbalism.
Yeah.
I studied foraging and local plants around the Pacific Northwest. But then a weird thing happened where a lot of college kids started listening to my music, and it felt like a TikTok revolution saved my career.
Wow. So you suddenly had a responsibility to get back on the game.
Suddenly, every 16 to 19-year-old noticed me in the grocery store. So.
It's funny because if you think about your title song, Seed of a Seed, you're referencing a quest for a simpler life away from technology and more time in nature. And then here it is that technology kind of delivers you your career all of a sudden.
It's pretty ironic.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm stuck in a weird myth. I even had, I think, a music school reach out to me, like, we want to talk about how well you market yourself.
Wow.
And but my revolution is that don't market yourself at all. I think people are tired of being sold things, and
Yeah.
I think my job as artist is try to make the most wholesome song that I can, and take a long time trying to make that, and then share it, and that's it. And I don't want people to know what I'm eating for breakfast, or who I'm dating, or what vegetables I'm buying. But I just I pour a lot into the music, and the music I make with my friends who I love. So.
It's interesting because growing up, as I did in the 60s and 70s,
The golden days, yes.
The golden days. I see, for example, in the video that you made for Foxglove, the first song you played, it has this ecstatic couple dancing in a field by the ocean, and it's got a sort of a patina of old film, and it seems like a vintage bit of artistry of filmmaking.
It's slower art,
Slower art.
like slow food.
But it had definitely a 60s kind of back to the land sort of vibe to it, which I thought was really transparent and appropriate. And I do hear pieces and parts of, whether it's Donovan or Joni Mitchell or other things in your music. So I can tell that that's an era that you appreciate.
It is, it
Yeah.
is. My friend Evan Atwood filmed that on a Super 8 camera. I don't know, the film and recording to tape, these things require a lot of thoughtfulness. And even though this record was not recorded to tape, I just think going slow and being careful to know like what information you're filling into your brains and hearts all the time. I'm just really worried for my generation and younger.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't get to grow up in a place without this much technology. And I'm just watching it affect my friends and the people around me. So
Oh, yeah.
a lot of things in this record trickle in my relationship to technology and my anger towards marketing.
And interviews.
Yes, but this one's going good so far.
Okay, good. All right, all right. We're not marketing, we're chatting. I mean, I think that there, I'm, of course, someone who appreciates the creative process, and I have great respect for people who have the courage to express themselves candidly and do so in a creative environment that isn't particularly driven by a trend or a theme or a marketing plan or whatever. And it's not easy to express yourself, to make a song, to feel good about the song, to record it, to share it, and then to go out every night and play it and entertain while you're sharing your personal revelation that came from a moment of solitude. All that stuff is brave, especially for someone as sensitive as you.
Thank you. It's taken a lot. It feels like trying to keep a vessel clean to some degree. When you're just on your phone too much, when you're not taking care of your health, when you start worrying and your anxieties take over, I think it's very easy to lose the root of tending to your practice and to your muse. And it's taken a lot. This record took a long time, and each song felt like a little lesson that took me a long time to learn. So,
what are your tricks for being on the road and doing, maintaining that equilibrium and that sense of pace when it's like, okay, lobby call at 8, and then you drive and you go
touring with these sweeties, my band. I tour with people I love. I work with people I love. I really, for music to just be the labor of love all around.
That's great. Well, congratulations. Again, thanks for taking your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Let's get back to music. Welcome back, along with her fine band, Haley Heynderickx.
Oh, the hard part is over.
She did it.
Thank you. I feel like I just got back from the dentist. And no cavities here. You don't interview like a dentist. I just have that much anxiety of interviewing. It feels like going.
There's a centipede naked in your bedroom. Oh, and you swear to God they'll jerk off out to get you. Oh, and I digress, 'cause I must make you the perfect morning. I try my best to scoop the slugger out the window. There's a praying mantis prancing on your bathtub. Oh, and you swear he's a priest from a past life out to get you. Oh, and I digress, 'cause I must make you the perfect morning. I try my best to put the priest inside a jam jar. And there's a millipede angry on your carpet. Oh, and I must admit, he's staring with a vengeance. Oh, and I digress, 'cause I must make you the perfect morning. I try my best to prove that nothing's out to get you. To prove that nothing's out to get you.
Haley Heynderickx. Her latest record is called Seed of a Seed, and on Mama Bird Records, along with their band Bill Marsh, Daniel Rossi, and Matthew Holmes. They'll be back to play a little more music later on in the show.
This portion of eTown is made possible by the Bohemian Foundation, building stronger communities through the bohemian qualities of creativity and imagination. On the web at bohemianfoundation.org. By the way, did you know that eTown is produced by a nonprofit organization committed to bringing people together through music and conversation? For over 3 decades, we've been on the air celebrating all the things we have in common and highlighting ways in which we can treat each other and the planet better. If you'd like to learn more about eTown or to get involved, please visit etown.org. You're listening to eTown.
I'm Nick Forster. You're listening to eTown. Haley Heynderickx is going to be back with her band to play some music later on in the show. And we've got some music coming up from Matt The Electrician from Austin, Texas. He'll be out in a little while. Before Matt comes out, thinking about Haley's advice to slow down and get away from technology and spend a little more time in nature, 2 of my 3 sisters have recently moved to South Central Nebraska. Wow. I know. But I think that their motivation was not unlike what Haley was talking about, which was to get off the treadmill and lower their overhead and slow down a little bit. The town they moved to turns out to be the home of famous American author Willa Cather. So in anticipation of our visit, I started reading some Willa Cather books, including Oh, Pioneers, which is a story of a strong pioneer woman who sort of inherited some land and worked it and had to work extra hard because she was a woman in that moment in time. And so that put us in mind of history. I called my friend, given the historical nature of the journey I was on, who is in fact an historian herself, an author. I'm talking about Professor Patricia Limerick. Patty, as some of you may know, is a MacArthur Fellow. She has taught at Harvard and Yale. She's been at the University of Colorado for most of her career. She's the co-founder of the Center of the American West, and she's currently the director of the Applied History Initiative at CU. She's smart and funny, just what we love, and she's here. So please welcome to eTown, Patty Limerick. Patty Limerick, welcome back to eTown. Good to see you.
Thank you. No pressure, smart and funny. No pressure,
So Willa Cather, she told a pretty good story about these pioneer women who had to endure all kinds of challenges and persevere, and then along with that also have to sort of prove themselves twice as hard because of their gender.
Yes, and she did not stay to be a pioneer woman, we should probably note.
Yeah, she moved to New York with her girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I think the common ground that I feel most with Willa Cather, in terms of where Western fiction writing was when she entered the picture and where Western history writing was when I entered the picture, I think we both sort of went into the men's room.
Did that happen to you when you were sort of launching your career and you were sort of a Western historian and you entered a men's club and they were like, what?
Well, club is better than my...
Men's room. Yeah.
Let's go with club.
So you were breaking ground as well.
Right. So that's very presumptuous of me to claim that. But I think, could we time travel? I could go in her direction or she could come to mine. I think we would say, oh, that happened to you too, huh?
Yeah.
So, well, I was brought into the closest relationship I've had with Willa Cather thanks to Laura Bush.
Yeah.
Mrs. Bush, when her husband came into office, she started a series on writers. She's a librarian.
I was going to say.
Her first one was on the Harlem Renaissance.
Yeah.
Then the second one was on, I think, Mark Twain and race. So she was really not holding back. The third one was on Western women writers.
Interesting.
And I was invited to give the keynote address. As it turns out, a keynote speech at the White House is, I think it was 9 minutes. So
9 minutes, yeah.
You have 3 authors and so on. But I certainly did feel very close to Willa Cather in writing that speech.
Yeah.
And so many of the people from Red Cloud attending that event at the White House and just enchanted.
Couldn't have been a huge group because only 9 people live there, probably.
Yes. Well,
no,
that's
1,000 people live there.
Well, thinking in their terms, I'm trying to empathize with them.
Yeah.
So I was dazzled by Mrs. Bush. Being a first lady is really not...
That's a tough gig, yeah.
Yeah, right. So, okay.
Yeah. Hey, in case you're just tuning in, you're listening to eTown. We're here with Patty Limerick, and we're rambling through some combination of Western and contemporary history and female authors and empowered women who are constrained by various things.
Yes.
Including their marriage and history and tradition.
That is exactly the case, and that has been a long, long story of loosening those constraints.
And some of these things are uniquely Western, right?
Depending on whether you have friends who are historians or not, that would be what you might think. But on the Overland Trail, it was a very common thing for the men to say that they were in charge and they always drove the team. Well, plenty of diaries record the fact that they didn't always drive the team.
Right.
The image had to be, here is a really tough guy, and he would never ask the little lady to do that. So it is the weirdest thing how so much of what we think we know about the West is really what we know from Western movies. Everyone knows that. And yet there's something very weird there, because when people have seen science fiction movies, they don't leave saying, well, now I know what Mars is like. Oh, my goodness, whatever.
I just want to touch briefly on a new chapter in your career, because I now as I understand it, know that you're also working with a lot of veterans
Yes.
who
Well, thank you.
are enrolled at CU
Yes.
post having done their term in whatever
Yeah.
ways and places they were sent to.
Yes. I ended up being appointed the campus partner for academic affairs for the Veteran Military Affairs Office. It is ideal to be there with young people. The ones who I've gotten to know early on had served in Afghanistan and Iraq. And if you hang out with people who did that, and then you have a moment of feeling sorry for yourself, oh, I have quite a hard job here, you think, shut up, Patty. So it's a wonderful perspective getting away. Anyway, the young folks who were history majors or wanting to be history majors, we got to talking about the experience of enlisted men in the last half of the 19th century in the Indian Wars. And I gave them some books about that. They could not look at a page without saying, we know that. So we are now working on a book. This is a title that one of the student veterans came up with called Costs of Conquest, costs plural. And I wrote a book called Legacy of Conquest, which is quite a hit. So this is sort of the sequel to that. And the point is to say that if the global war on terrorism veterans had this historical conversation with the soldiers, enlisted people of the 19th century, they would have much less sense of personal trouble or failure. They would know that separating from the military and going into a disordered society, which was what enlisted men did in the 1860s and 1870s, that's really hard.
Yeah.
And what are you coming home to? And does anyone know what you were doing? So we really feel that what we're doing could make a huge difference for some people who really deserve to have that difference made for them.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
great.
thank
That's
you.
great. All right. Well, thank you so much for leading us on this slightly circuitous but very enlightening conversation. And thanks for joining us at eTown. It's always good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's Professor Patricia Limerick from the University of Colorado. Watch out for her new book, The Cost of Conquest, or her former book, The Legacy of Conquest. Patricia Limerick. Okay, I'm Nick Forster. You're listening to eTown. Haley Heynderickx and her band will be back to play some more music in a little while. What's coming up next is Matt The Electrician. He was born out west in San Francisco, spent some time in the Northwest. He began as a singer-songwriter when I think he was about 15, moved to Austin, Texas, and he got a straight job as an electrician. Of course. But after a while, he was able to lose the day job and focus on performing and writing and traveling around. He's put out, I think, 12 or 13 records under his own name. He's grown up in a very musical town, spent his adult life there in Austin, and is now married with a couple of kids, but is still writing songs, recording, traveling, and doing all the things. For him, too, it's been a while since he was here. We're happy to have him back. So please help me welcome back to the eTown stage from Austin, Texas, Matt The Electrician.
Hi. Someone sent me a picture of an old newspaper in a text message from an unknown number. It was the box scores for the Little League teams in 1983 in a little town in Northern California, where I lived for a while, a place I kinda hated. It's all so complicated, but junior high is terrible, even if it's called middle school. It's totally the same thing. So many names for saying everybody hates you, and you don't wear the right jeans. You can't talk to anyone. Why'd you get your hair cut like Jeanette Plumlee? feathered on the sides, most popular girl in junior high. Thought it couldn't get any worse, but every day's a miracle. If you think it, you can feel it still. Thought I had to let it go. Then you had to go and send me a picture of an old newspaper in a text message from an unknown number.
Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome out to the stage the eTowns. Yeah? This is the title track from my brand new record, which is called The Ocean Knocked Me Down. It's a true story. And a couple of years ago, I started getting into cold water first thing in the morning. And I know that's a trend. I know everybody's doing that. I would like to point out that cold water has been around for a very, very long time. And we have a very beautiful body of cold water in downtown Austin called Barton Springs Pool. Yeah, there you go. But about a year ago, I went out to the West Coast, and I couldn't get in Barton Springs. And I discovered that there's a big body of water out there. Anyway, this is a PSA for any of you who've never been in the ocean. You should approach the ocean with a great deal of respect. That's my thesis statement. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I went swimming in the ocean, but the ocean knocked me down. I thought I could walk through waves, but the ocean knocked me down. I got up, but I lost a step when the ocean knocked me down. I went home with a broken phone when the ocean knocked me down. The beach can be a safe place when the ocean knocks you down. Sometimes it's a parking lot when the ocean knocks you down. Singing a tune in your living room when the ocean knocks you down. It's alright to feel a little tight when the ocean knocks you down. Let's feel sad together. Let's stay mad forever. Let's build roads where nobody goes. Let's all help to carry when it's big and scary. Let's give hands to hold till we let go. I felt tall on New Year's Day, so the ocean knocked me down. My heart beat in the usual way, so the ocean knocked me down. I got old and I got cold, so the ocean knocked me down. I can't fly, I'm just some guy, so the ocean knocked me down. Let's feel sad together. Let's stay mad forever. Let's build roads where nobody goes. Let's all help to carry when it's big and scary. Let's give hands to hold till we let go. Let's feel sad together. Let's stay mad forever. Let's build roads where nobody goes.
Thank you very much.
Matt the Electrician, welcome back to eTown.
Thank you so much, Nick.
And we were talking a little bit backstage. In the years since we've seen each other, your hometown has changed a lot. But the music scene has always been so vibrant and so cool and so personal. And we have a lot of friends in common who were part of that great music scene. We also talked a little bit about baseball. You're a big baseball fan.
Yes, huge.
And you're also a baseball player now.
Late in life, I suppose, I am a baseball player.
But you were telling me about this thing like Sandlot Baseball. There's a thing that's actually kind of catching on around the country, which is informal co-ed baseball teams that play each other in different towns, and you're part of that.
One of the teams in Austin, the Texas Playboys, that kind of helped to start rekindle this baseball thing.
Which, of course, is Bob Wills' band's name.
Right, exactly. And I became aware of it because my wife worked with them a little bit, and then they asked me to come out and play the 7th inning stretch. And so I got to come out and play, take me out to the ball game. But they have bands all through the game. So there's a stage, and there's kind of announcers, and people are sitting around watching the game, and there's dogs and kids. And the game it's achingly slow because nobody's very good. And it just goes on forever, and it's the long time. And Jack White has a team in Nashville, and he's so into it that he has slowly but surely built his whole crew on his bus and his band into like ringers. Like he's got single A guys and guys that played college ball that are his roadies and stuff.
Wow.
And so they'll book a gig, they'll book like Austin, they'll play, ACL Live or something, but they'll leave 2 days on either side to play baseball games.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're on a team.
Yes.
And what's your team called?
My team is called the Austin Drag. The Austin Drag is the only Austin LGBTQ and allies team, and also they're high all the time.
Yeah,
from what I understand. So.
And then I understand you were like on a pickup game in California one time where you played in a prison or something like that?
Yes. I got invited to go with the Playboys, and we went into San Quentin prison, and we played the prison team.
Well, how did that game go?
They beat us 26-0. The coolest parts about that for me was that they run a background check on you, like anyone that goes into the prison, and you have to sign a waiver that's you're acknowledging that they have a non-hostage negotiation policy. So if anything were to go wrong, they're not going to negotiate for your life.
Wow.
So it's a little heavy for a baseball game.
Yeah.
As it got closer and closer, I would kind of joke about it with people. And then I thought, well, I got to call my dad and at least just check in one more time before I go into the prison. And so I said, Dad, this is what I'm going to do next week. And my dad's father, my grandfather, was a baseball player in the 1930s.
Wow.
And so I told my dad that, and he said, oh, man, your grandpa played in San Quentin prison. My grandfather went in with a team called the Oakland Greyhounds, and they went in 1939. They lost also by quite a bit. And my grandfather played second base, and he struck out. And I thought, my grandfather is really smart to strike out against the prison team.
Yeah.
That was pretty good thinking. So when I went into San Quentin, it was 85 years after my grandfather was there, and I played second base for an inning, and I struck out.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, have you ever been injured playing baseball in such a way that you couldn't play guitar?
No. More and more lately, I'm prioritizing the sports. Like, it's cool that I can also play gigs. I enjoy that. But the sports have to come first.
Wow. So all of this music is sort of a gateway drug to this entire other...
I had a similar... I was listening to Haley's interview, and I had a similar epiphany, if you will, during the pandemic, and just... I thought, all of this is crumbling, and I just want to watch baseball games. And I realized that if I just kind of went out on the road and played more house concerts and directly kind of got in touch with my fans and said, do you want me to come and play your backyard or your living room or whatever, I could do more of that and then just go see baseball games. And it's been a really enjoyable way to approach the music industry. Yeah. And I will say, over the last 2 years, I've now played a couple house concerts that have turned into annual events with, it turns out, baseball fans who now take me to baseball games.
Oh, cool. That's great. Yeah. Well, listen, it sounds like a very delightful trajectory that you've gone from electrician to performing artist to sports fan slash baseball enabling house concert person.
Baseball enabling house concerts. That's really the tagline for what I hope the rest of my life is.
Oh, that's cool. But before you get to that, you're going to have to play some more music tonight.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah, I can do that.
Welcome back, if you would, Matt The Electrician to the stage here at eTown.
We're going to do one now that I wrote for my mother. My mother passed away in 2018, and something she was always proud of about our family was that we stayed up very late at night and we played cards. And she said, that's like our identity. That's what our family does. And I met my wife, and her family went to bed at 8 p.m. and they get up at 5 a.m. And she said, you know, that's not a genetic thing. Your family's just kind of lazy. And right after she passed away in 2018, there was some science that came out. I don't remember where I heard the science, but I think it was either NPR or Alex Jones or something. And it was a trusted outlet, is what I'm saying. And they said that, in fact, people that stay up late at night, it's a genetic thing. Like, we're genetically predisposed. And I was excited. I couldn't tell my mom. She was already gone, but I felt like there was some vindication there. And I went to tell my wife, but of course she was already asleep. And so... So this one's for you, Mom.
I remember waiting till the middle of the night to fall asleep, falling like clutching to the sides of the boat that would carry me out into the middle of a world where there's so little left to cling to. Crickets and the ocean and the thunder and the silence ring, hiding in the shadows by the side of the road with the evergreens, waiting on the flickering broken streetlights, diamonds in the canopy. Say goodnight what it was when I first arrived. We all got a bridge in our brains that is running from the left to the right. Maybe it doesn't reach the land, so Grandma deal another hand of Tripoli. Say goodnight to all the night owls. Oh, good night. I am no early bird. I am young among the stars, and I know right where you are. Everybody says nothing good ever happens after 3 a.m. And I don't know if good is as good as the good of remembered when. and I know right where you are.
Thank you all very much.
Matt The Electrician from Austin, Texas. His latest record is called The Ocean Knocked Me Down, along with the eTones, Adam Bodine, Christian Thiel, and Eric Tureen, along with Helen Forster, singing harmony. Matt The Electrician.
Your visit to eTown is made possible in part by the Scientific and Cultural Facilities District, or SCFD, one of the largest cultural funding mechanisms in the United States, supporting nearly 300 organizations in the greater Denver area. As a reminder, for your viewing pleasure, there are over 2,000 videos on the eTown YouTube channel, where you can also subscribe in order to stay up to date with our latest offerings. You're listening to eTown.
I'm Nick Forster. I want to say hello to listeners who are hearing eTown right now on stations like KTAO, K-Taos, down in Taos, New Mexico, and on WQKL in Ann Arbor, Michigan, 107.1, and on KSRQ in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you'd like some more information about any of our guests, you can find out all kinds of stuff at etown.org. Okay, well, thanks for sticking with us. We've got more music coming up. We were talking about stress and slowing down and connecting with ourselves and being in nature and getting away from our devices. And there is something really lovely about Haley Heynderickx's music that kind of takes you to that place. So we're going to hear a little more right now. Welcome back to the eTown stage, along with her band, Haley Heynderickx.
Oh, hello again. And thank you, Nick. Man, I hope I find anything I love as much as Matt loves baseball. And to leave on good spirits and to thank you again for having us, we will end on our most fun song. Although it still has to do with existential dread. So here we go.
The milk is sour. I've barely been to college and I've been doubtful of all that I've dreamed of. The brink of my existence essentially is a comedy, the gap in my teeth, and all that I can cling to. The milk is sour. Shalala, boom, boom, shalala, boom, shalala, boom, boom, shalala. The milk is sour with olives on my thumbs, and all that I've stuck to and all that I've clung to. I fought like a dog. This world that I have trusted is bent over and busted and rusted by an arbitrary sonogram. Shalala, boom, boom, shalala, boom, shalala, boom, boom, shalala, boom, shalala, boom, boom, shalala, boom, shalala, boom, boom. The milk is sour. I've barely been to college and I've been doubtful of all that I have dreamed of. The brink of my existence essentially is a comedy, the gap in my teeth, and all that I can cling to. The milk is sour. Shalala, boom, boom, shalala, boom, shalala, boom, boom, shalala, boom, shalala, boom, boom, shalala, boom, shalala, boom, boom, shalala.
If you don't go outside, well, nothing's gonna happen.
and she'll never write her number on a crumpled up napkin. And she'll never see our ego, and she'll never be a bandit, and she'll never get to eat you like your heart's a pomegranate. And I'm throwing out the milk, the olives got old. I'm tired of my mind getting heavy with mold. I need to start a garden, I need to start a garden, I need to start a garden, I need to start a garden. I'm gonna start a garden in my backyard. I'm gonna start a garden in my backyard. 'Cause making this song up was just as hard. 'Cause making this song up was just as hard. Boom, shalala, boom, boom, shalala. Here we go. Shalala, boom, boom, shalala. We're on the radio. Shalala, boom, boom, shalala. This is the past. Shalala, boom, boom, shalala, 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 shalala.
Haley Heynderickx and her band. That's Haley Heynderickx, of course, on vocals, and Bill Marsh on electric guitar, Daniel Rossi on the drums, Matthew Holmes on the upright bass. Of course, her record is called Seed of a Seed on Mama Bird Records. Haley Heynderickx from Portland, Oregon. We're going to get everybody out here and do one more song together. This is a song that was written by our friend John Hartford, the late, great John Hartford. I want to thank all our guests, of course, Haley Heynderickx and her band, Bill, Daniel, and Matthew. So good to hear songs from their new record. Thanks to the eTones, to Helen Forster, to all our crew and engineers. Thanks to Professor Patty Limerick for providing some insight, historical perspective about this moment in time and Western women and other things. Thanks to Matt The Electrician from Austin. We're going to do one more song, as I mentioned, a John Hartford tune that's kind of connected to some of the themes Haley's been talking about. Slowing down, getting back to nature. Ironically, this one is about that stuff. I'm Nick Forster. Hope you can be with us next week right here in eTown.
Someday, my baby, when I am a man, and others have taught me best that they can. They'll sell me a suit, they'll cut off my hair, and send me to work in tall buildings. So it's goodbye to the sunshine, goodbye to the dew, goodbye to flowers, and goodbye to you. Off to the subway, I must not be late. I'm going to work in tall buildings. Goodbye to the flowers and goodbye to you. I'm off to the subway, I must not be late. I'm going to work in tall buildings.
This is a production of eTown.